Welcome to the July 2022 edition of Oilfield Network News. With summer starting here in the Northern Hemisphere, I'd like to start by thanking all those in the energy businesses for keeping power available for all our needs. I'd also like to thank those in oil and gas management positions by responding to name calling and bullying with cool heads, solid data, and facts, rather than drama and more bullying. I was once told by a venture capitalist they like working with offshore field engineers, and my companies in particular, because when presented with a challenge, others would come back with reasons it couldn't be done, and the offshore engineer would come back with the prototype. As an industry, we answered the call in the late 70s when oil embargoes caused gas lines and rising prices. We can do the same thing today and explore alternate energy and focus on cleaner energy if we continue to keep a cool head and not get drawn into the non-technical drama and ask the same from those on the other side of the table. Complaining, name-calling, and insulting politicians in social media doesn't help. In fact, it makes things worse. As an industry, let's focus on the challenges and finding solutions. We did it in 1979. We can do it in 2022. We had 3 excellent interviews here at Oilfield Network News this past month that touch on all 3 of our focus areas. The first really hit home on the safety goal of avoiding repeat incidents by learning from past mistakes. We spoke with Lillian Espinoza-Gaza, who co-wrote a paper called Listening to the Well, Listening to Each Other, and Listening to the Silence, New Safety Lessons from the Deepwater Horizon. One of the most interesting things discussed was the fact that some recent petroleum engineering graduates were asked about the Deepwater Horizon incident and had never heard about the disaster. Now, in fairness to educators, you recall in our June edition, we had audited safety training and the graduates said they hadn't had the specific training when in fact they had been tested on the subject and got the correct answer. The bottom line here is if we don't learn from our mistakes and make absolutely sure these lessons are retained, they're more likely to be repeated. Thanks for alerting us to your team's paper, Lillian, and taking the time to discuss the critical importance of learning from past disasters. We also had an excellent interview with Jeremy Viscomi, founder and principal, Pika Industries, who is involved in several really interesting and cool technology companies. One we talked about that was tied to our industry was Impact AI, that used land or drone-based MRI data to inspect pipelines. Finding leaking pipelines does, of course, include a safety component, but being able to cover large areas of pipeline without the challenges of crossing fences, using drones, and having results similar or better to smart pig technology is both more efficient and cost-effective. This also ties back into the employment opportunities, our third area of interest, because a lot of these new technology companies are looking for people with technology backgrounds like many of our friends in the oil and gas industry. Thanks, Jeremy, for telling us about some really cool technology. If you're interested in expertise in new technology marketing, link in with Jeremy. Finally, on the employment plan B side, we spoke with Oscar H. Freeman, a franchise owner of Sharky's Cuts for Kids. He has extensive experience in the oil field, but started this franchise during a downturn and has managed to last through the COVID challenge times and is hoping to start seeing stronger business results post-COVID. If you're considering opening a franchise, Oscar would be a good person to network with, or if you need some solid, long-time oil field experience, he did say he was willing to help with project work back in the oil and gas industry. Thanks for the update, Oscar, and thanks also to those in the Pay It Forward networking programs who continue to help others by providing job leads in that network, even as they're open for employment. Also thanks to Herman Vaca and Carlos Panetta, who continue to send Oilfield Network News story leads and inject some humor in the network conversations. To close, let's hit again the serious note of auditing your safety training and making sure every employee hears the root cause of serious accidents so we can avoid repeating events by remembering the lessons learned from these disasters. Have a safe July.